Get out of here before I change my mind. Go meet with probation.
I just tried.
You can either come in and talk to me after a status review. I'm gonna be really well keeping an eye on you. Who are you treating with again?
Like the center?
Yeah.
It's out of the guidance center.
I know who.
Joshua.
Yeah.
They switched me from the single or the outpatient to the intensive, and then starts on Monday. So we went from the individuals to the intensive.
You better count your lucky stars. Get out of here before I change my mind. Go meet with probation.
He stood in court knowing one more mistake could destroy everything. The judge saw the addiction, the excuses and the fear, but also a small chance for change. Instead of prison, he got one final opportunity. A courtroom filled with pressure, emotion, and a warning he will never forget.
Anthony James Fioretti, 26G306-834.
Anthony Joseph, are you ready?
So Mr. Fioretti has done good on our sobriety court bond conditions.
Yes, sir.
But I gotta tell you, I'm still worried about this one.
That is relatively high on the DOT.
It's not relatively high, it's over the top high. So I'm still questioning whether or not I need to send him to jail. He had a .367.
It's the incredibly high. Your Honor, some actions.
Let your lawyer talk first, and I'll give you all the time you need. I'm just telling you both how I feel. I know that this is just a first or a second offense, but you got some other history going on here. You had a meth conviction, taken under 7411 just last month and a half ago, right?
Yes.
What was the offense date on that?
The date?
The offense date, not the conviction date.
Off the top of my head, I don't think.
Well, I'll check it. Hang on. I mean, I have gotten nothing but you've been showing up for everything. You've done a good job. I'll give you that. But boy, oh boy. And you know, I mean, I promise you, you'd be doing a long time. But it was February 16th was the offense date. And that was after you were charged on this case, but before you had the bond set on this case. On February 26th, the bond was set. So, I mean, you've been doing great, but I got to think about this one. What do you want to say? Is everything in this report accurate? Any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
It is accurate, Judge. I've had a chance to review this report. There is no omissions, corrections, or deletions.
Is there anything you'd like to say on his behalf?
Judge, Mr. Fioretti was accepted into sobriety court. I did have a chance to review the terms of the requirements for the sobriety court. He's assured me that he's more than willing to abide by the rigorous conditions and the requirements in order to successfully complete the program. And Judge, like you said, he's been doing very well, actually, on the current.
I don't like you working in a bar either. That's another concern. At least you were honest about it. Some people aren't. But I really would encourage you to get out of there. I mean, go ahead.
Judge, he is steadily employed. He does have a 2-year-old daughter that lives with him that he does care for, Judge.
Is the mother in the child's life?
Yeah, we have split custody.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting.
And he does, and I believe he's genuinely remorseful, and I think this was a wake-up call for him.
Well, it wasn't too big of a wake-up call if he went out and possessed methamphetamine a couple months after this. That's where I'm going with this.
I think together, Judge, he's reevaluated his priorities at this point.
Since when?
Since having these convictions, Judge. He is currently on probation through the Third Circuit Court. That started on April 17th. He's been in compliance with that. I believe that is the other MDNH. Is that correct? That's for the other charge, the 7411. And then he also has a case out of Monroe First District Judge for a domestic violence, which he will be successfully completing. That will be dismissed, Judge. And I think everything together have brought him to the realization that he's either got to clear up his life, Judge, or he's going to end up dying of alcohol.
Yeah, where's that going to leave the 2-year-old?
That's what he's been contemplating, Judge.
Wow.
That's what's caused him to want to make a very concerted effort, at least, to get himself straight. And that's why he's asking the court to allow him the opportunity to do so. And I think he's begun, but by following his bond conditions, I believe he's making it, a very good effort, at least starting. The only thing that we would ask, Judge, there is a recommendation for inpatient treatment on this case. And if he was to go inpatient treatment, Judge, he would almost surely use his employment. His employer will not wait for him to complete that inpatient program. And he needs that income, Judge, in order to be able to pay off the fines and costs as well as the cost of living for himself and his daughter.
Call Mr. Bologna in when you have two from him. Anything you'd like to say?
Yes,
That'll make it good.
I understand, the first time I sat in front of you and you had commented on my blood alcohol level, that was, it was a real deep hit for me. For someone to be in this profession for this long and to be shocked by the fact that I was that drunk and still operating was definitely a wake up call for me. I've made empty promises time after time to everyone around me about alcohol. I think this is the first time I'm promising this to myself. I've said, I'll do this for my daughter, I'll do this for you. I'm doing this for me. The structure of the sobriety court has been exactly what I need. These AA meetings, I found some that I really enjoy. I, personally reach out to these guys and get some of their numbers, and this is exactly the structure I need. And I do believe I can be successful. No surprises to you, the court.
Is somebody calling Mr. Bologna?
I called him around. He stepped out, they said as soon as he gets in, it's something.
"24 months probation. You cannot leave the state without consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You can change your address, place of employment, your home telephone number. You have to notify probation. You have to report as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume anyone. You're to submit to chemical testing, PBTs, and ETGs on demand of the probation department. So they're gonna have you test 3 times a week. We're gonna start to pay for that now with our grants, so long as you test negative every time. And so long as you test every time. I can't have you just complete 60 days on the sober link. I'm gonna make it 100 more days on the sober link.
So that'll be 160 in total, Your Honor.
Well, we started February 26th, so yeah, you're gonna be on that for another 4 months.
Okay, Your Honor.
Attend AANA 3 times a week and provide written proof of attendance. Obtain an AANA sponsor. Attend all substance abuse treatment at a facility approved by probation. Attend the Victims Impact Panel. Attend and complete the Armed Specialty Court Week program. Report to status. Review hearings with me every 2 weeks. As you know, it's either 2 p.m. on a Tuesday or 7:30 on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I think the 7:30 is on Wednesday.
Obtain and maintain employment with proof provided to probation. I still need him. Mr. Bologna, your name?
Anthony Bologna.
Where is Gibraltar sending their prisoners now? Flat Rock?
Good question.
Would you go ask, find out for me?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna find that out.
That would like up to 30 days, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted though. days are you working? I don't like you working at the bar.
If I could add, Your Honor, they're all very aware of my
I
situation.
know, but you're still around that stuff.
I do work in the kitchen. As soon as my shift is over, I'm out the door. There's no loitering. I work my shift. I stay in that kitchen and I'm immediately out the door as soon as my shift is done.
You know you're playing with fire, right?
I'm taking this more seriously than I've ever taken this in my life. There.
I mean, I've got good reports. You know, statistics tell us that these decisions that we make can often make or break somebody. 14 days jail, credit one. It's 10 days court work program. $35 a day charge for that, for a total of $350. 3 days of community service. Community service due by August 31. Fines $200, costs $200, $75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. That's 5 1/4. Probation fees are $480 for a total of $1,005. Sobriety court fees are $360 for a total of $1,365. Cost of recovery is $225, bringing your total to $1,590 plus the court work program fees. Unfortunately, that amounts to $1,940. How they check my fines and costs? I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. But I'm telling you, you're on your rope with me. Do you understand? I mean, this is it. You screw up one time, you are going away. The only reason I'm not sending you to jail today, if you weren't in sobriety court, you'd be going away for quite a while. I just want you to know that. So that helps. But I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing. I hope I am. This is my gut. This is what I'm doing. I think you're doing well. I don't want to set you back. Just do not disappoint me. Or we're going to really not get along. Do we understand one another?
I understand there will be no surprises for you, Your Honor.
Well, you sound confident. That makes me feel better, I suppose.
I'm fully confident I can maintain my sobriety and be fully compliant with it.
How much of this money do you have? You need to get out of that bar, though. Why aren't you doing something better with
I
it?
love to cook. I mean, it's my passion.
Well, then cook at a high-end restaurant in Detroit. I'm not putting down anybody, but
I was thinking of it. I'd like to get to a place where I'm putting tweezers for food. It's the obsession in me that loves it. But
all right,
they're very understanding of my situation.
I'm sure. You go ahead and you tell me how much you can afford to pay.
Realistically, I think I can do 100 every other week, Your Honor, with some of my other costs and the cost of rent.
I'm gonna, by the way, I'm gonna only make you do 80 days on the Sober Link additional after today, okay? Not 100. That's a little overkill, but I don't feel comfortable yet. You pay $75 bi-weekly and I'll start you June 1. If you need more time, you come talk to me. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can either come in and talk to me after a status review. I'm gonna be really well keeping an eye on you. Who are you treating with again?
Like the center?
Yeah,
It's out of the guidance center.
I know who.
Joshua,
Yeah.
they switched me from the single or the outpatient to the intensive, and that starts on Monday. So we went from the individuals to the intensive.
You better count your lucky stars. Get out of here before I change my mind. Go meet with probation.
Judge, I need to verify the fines and costs again. I've got
Yeah,
2,000.
I'm not doing too good with those today, huh?
I mean, I may be wrong. I might have
No,
put
you're
something in
probably
wrong.
not. Let me just do it again. Hang on 1 second. It'll take me 1 minute here. Just let me find it. It's $200, 200 in fines, 200 costs, that's 400. 75 and 50 is 5 1/4. Probation fees are 480, so that should be 1,005. And then sobriety court fees are 360 for 1365. Screening fee is 60 for 1425. Cost of recovery is 225 for 1650 plus. Yeah, it should be 2,000, right?
Yes.
See?
I thought you said 19 something, correct? Okay. I just wanted to make-
I did.
Okay.
I did. I missed the one of those figures didn't add in. You're all set.
Thank you.
Good luck. Stay with me now. Stay with me. I still enjoy doing this if I can help somebody. Good luck.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
Good luck. Where is Brendan James Toe? 260-646-409. Is this kid gonna learn anything here if he dismisses this?
None of the victim is here, the parents.
Where's the victim at?
She's seated in the bank.
Come on up here.
There's two cases, Your Honor, so if there's a global resolution.
Oh.
Vote.
Okay.
Oddly enough, since we were here yesterday, his grandmother just passed away, so the family's got to go, and it's been just a rough week. Ma'am, would you step forward, you step back. Edward Zelenak, for the defendant, is present.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning,
Your name?
Jill Frederick.
Okay, why don't you go right over there, if you would, to that is a microphone, believe it or not. And I have Brendan James Toth, 26BT 646-409 and 26B 149414. Your name?
Brandon James.
All right, and his parents are with him.
Yes, they are.
And the victim is not seeking restitution, it says on 414. Are you the victim on the Brownstown case, ma'am, or the Trenton case?
Trenton case, brother.
All right, are you seeking restitution of any kind?
Just for the records to be completed.
It's been arranged already.
All right, I need to put it on record, though. Call him Mr. Bologna. So he's going to plead to the turfing charge under Hyde on the Brownstown case. And that is, if you plead guilty here, these are the possible penalties, up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. This would be taken under HIDA. And I believe, and I haven't had a turfing case in years, I think if there's a straight up plea, that you'd lose your license.
No, this shouldn't go anywhere.
Well, I know it won't under HIDA, but I'm just saying if there was a straight up plea, you would lose your license. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So if you don't comply with probation, the conviction's going to be entered and you're going to lose your license. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he go get Mr. Bologna? 249. So if you plead to that one, the prosecutor's also going to move to dismiss the Trenton case of turping. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
You signed, yesterday you signed the advice part.
Yes.
I still need to sign one today. You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable.
I'll give him here to sign what you're talking.
Okay. Did somebody get a hold of Mr.
Just
Wood?
call them.
Okay. And Ms. Frederick, I'm sorry, you live on, just tell me the street. I'm sorry, which one?
Third,
Third. Okay. Mr. Bologna, your name?
And Bologna, Your Honor.
I want to make sure everything's covered here. Is there some kind of risk? I understand what you're doing. He's pleading on the Brownstown case, victim not seeking restitution. It's going to be under HIDA. Based on that, this other case, the Trenton case, is going to be dismissed. I just want to make sure that the restitution is going to be taken care of.
My understanding is being taken care of. It was presented with a company that's providing services.
But if the case is dismissed, I lose jurisdiction is the problem.
I understand you're
Well, we can come back, they can charge him again, Judge, and there'd be hell to pay then.
Well, no, not if it's part of another plea agreement.
Why?
Did you get a quote?
I did, yes.
How much is the quote for?
676.
I think there's a work order too that you might have already, right?
Wait a second. Are the parents gonna pay the 676?
Yes, they are. They've already paid, have you paid the company already?
Your Honor,
What's your name, sir?
Chris Cove.
Okay.
Runs that. The company that I reached out to actually takes care of her loan as well for sterilizing and repair. He is just trying to fit in the schedule.
Have you paid them yet?
I offered to pay a deposit. He said he wanted to wait until the work was done because it could be a time of materials, but that's 676 was his maximum.
Max,
Yes.
but see, I can't dismiss this, guys, without that being taken care of. Now, if he wants to cut a check to her today, 676, then I can feel comfortable dismissing.
I have no problem. I have no problem with it.
You're gonna pay the 676 today? Can you do that? Because I can't dismiss a case and still have restitution hanging over, and I don't think it's,
So,
you're good with that?
Yeah.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Michelle Toth.
I appreciate you guys coming a lot more. Your son and I are gonna have a conversation. So that's what'll happen. Do you have a checkbook here?
I do.
So you can write her the check, write out to herself, and then we're gonna cover this. Is that acceptable to everybody, Mr. Zelnick?
Works for me, Judge.
Is that acceptable, Mr. Bologna? Is
absolutely.
that acceptable to you, ma'am? All right, that's what we'll do. So you can write that check to her. I will dismiss this as soon as they hand her the check. I'm gonna take the plea on the other turfing. And have you signed that advice of rights now, young man?
Just did.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights on that advice of rights, and we're not gonna have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand everything that's going on?
Yes, sir.
You seem like a nice kid. Why in the world would you be doing this? We're gonna have a conversation. To the charge of turfing, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On the Brownstown case, March 29, 26, were you at 19256 Dawnshire Drive in Brownstown? What did you do?
Because I was very upset.
Upset with what?
Must be a bad breakup and.
With who? With who?
Her daughter.
So it's collateral damage.
Well, wait a minute. 19256 Dawnshire, your daughter doesn't live there, or does she?
No, it's another friend.
That's all her friend.
Well, wait a minute.
That's.
I'm just taking the plea on the Brownstown case. Okay? So why did you drive over the lawn at 19256 Dawnshire? Who did you know that lived there?
A friend that's dating her daughter.
So he intentionally drove over the lawn.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
But you guys broke up before they started dating, right?
My understanding, yes.
Well, no, I'm asking you. You and her daughter broke up before your best friend started dating her, right?
How about if I ask the question, your best friend you found out started dating
Yes,
her
sir.
and you got upset and you made marks on
But
everybody?
were you broken up with her daughter at that time?
Yes, sir.
You gotta be more mature than that.
Yes, sir. I
right?
understand.
All right. Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No,
Are
sir.
you on probation or parole?
Sir.
I'll accept the plea. Ms. Frederick, I want to listen to what you have to say. Anything? I know that you're, you've got the check?
They're doing it right.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead and write that check and then we'll talk. Do you want to tell me anything, ma'am?
Only if you need clarification on anything.
I'll be happy to listen to anything you have to say.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. What are you doing with your life right now?
The operator.
The what?
Operator G.
Okay.
324.
Good, good. And you are going to be 20 in December?
Yes, sir.
I don't need a pre-sentence report, Mr. Zellner.
No, we're fine. He has done well, I presume, because he went straight into the union. He's got a pension and healthcare. And a better suit than most lawyers here have today.
Better than one I brought. You know, I didn't even bring my coat in today. I put it on the couch. Anyway.
Nothing else to add. Your Honor, it speaks for itself. These are sad incidents for affairs of the heart that have been, whose brains don't form as quickly as
I
women
know.
and crazy things.
I know. Where'd you go to high school?
That's right.
And so you're gonna stay out of here, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever have a conversation with them, man? With his parents after this?
They have reached out to me the day afterwards,
To say what?
to apologize and ask if they could make things better.
That's what I would have expected parents to do. And I want to commend you guys for doing that, because a lot of parents would not have done. A lot of parents would have looked the other way. So it means a lot to me, frankly, that the parents came with you, Mr. Toth. So that's going to help you. You don't want to embarrass your family.
No, I did not.
I feel like making you go read a poem.
To read Shakespeare, Judge.
No,
Doesn't
no.
matter.
I want you to Google this when you get home tonight. You don't have to do it tonight. Talk to your mom and dad about it.
Sure.
Just Google your name poem. Do that. Now, it's a little gender related, but you can look at that with your mother too. You follow me? It's your name. Read that poem. Okay? All right. I'm not going to be that tough on him. I mean, what he did was silly. But you know what? We've all done silly things. I did silly things. We all did silly things. But I want you to understand something. I do not condone this. You got to use your brains. This kind of thing affects your future. You follow me?
Yes, sir. I completely agree.
You don't want to affect your future. So I'm taking the plea under HIDA, Mr. Zelnick. I think I already asked you, but if you have something else, I'll listen to you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, young man?
No, sir.
All right, let me just write this up. How do you feel about this? Because you are a victim. And I want to make sure that you're satisfied too. I don't want to poo-hoo this. I don't think there's anything to poo-hoo. By the same token, kids make mistakes. And to a 19, 20-year-old kid to find out his best friend started dating his girlfriend could have been handled like 10,000% better. But what are you asking me to do? Anything?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. I have to place you on probation. So I'm going to for 6 months. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as direct. Now, I'm not going to know if you do this, but see, your parents have shown a real interest in you. And I think that's phenomenal. They did what I would have done. They did exactly what I would have done. And they're here. And that means a lot. So I want you to serve 1 day of community service by June the 30th. And I want you to be on our court work program for 1 day. And that's going to cost you $35. Parents are going to make sure you read the poem, your name. See, my father was buried 40 years ago today, so I'm a little more sentimental than usual. So I actually went back and read that. 100 fines, 100 costs. 75 victims' rights, $50 justice. 120 in probation fees, 35 in attorney fees.
No, I'll take.
I'm sorry, 35.
I'll take the-
No. I'm sorry, 35 in court work program fees. That's $480. I want him to pay this, not you, folks. So if you need time, I don't have a problem. And they're gonna make sure that you read that. I don't need you to tell probation or prove anything to probation. They're gonna make sure you read that poem. Can you pay this today or do you need time?
Bill Trades can take care of it.
And you've received your payment, right, ma'am? The 626?
676.
676, I'm sorry, and you're satisfied?
Yes.
So I'm dismissing 260-646-409. Prosecutor indicated on the Brownstown case, victim was not seeking restitution. We're going to give you a review hearing date. You don't want this on your record. Give me a date if you would, Heather.
Okay, Judge, that will be November, well, let's see. About November 4th.
November 4th at 8:30. You don't need to show up, Mr. Zelnick, unless he hasn't complied. Folks, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. Morning, Mr. Mace. Your name? All right, so the charge here is speeding. All right, let me just check. All right, so you're going to plead to impeding, correct? All right, to that charge, responsible or not responsible? All right, I'll accept the plea. You've got, it looks like no priors. 150 is your total. Cash your end of the hall to your right. Have a good day. Thank you. People against Dominic Fioretto, 2630701. All right, your name?
Dominic Fioretto.
All right. You had an accident a year ago, right? You're going to plead to impeding. They're going to dismiss the stop sign violation. True?
Yes.
And that's what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
To the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible? I'll accept the plea. 160 is your total. Cash your end of the hall to your right, and you're all set.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Good luck. Chestnut. Elvin Daniil Chestnut II, 260-648-303 A, B, and C. Could I have Keith Gross seated at the table, my right, your left? Sir, your name?
Chestnut.
You're charged with driving on a suspended and expired plate and no proof of insurance. You have the right to a lawyer on these. If you want one, I'll give you one. If you want a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Don't even want blood.
Okay, so I can arraign you. I'll explain the charge, the possible penalties and your rights, and then you can go talk to the prosecutor, okay? On April 13 of 26, it is alleged that you did operate a motor vehicle on Fort near Harrison and Trenton at 5:05 p.m. with a suspended license. That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to $500 fines, 93 days jail, costs, or all those 2 points. Do you understand that? You also have an expired plate and no proof of insurance, 0-point civil infraction charges. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights form? You plead guilty, you will be giving up all those rights, and we will not have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that? You understand that? You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yeah.
All right, I'll enter a not guilty plea. I'm going to have them give this to the prosecutor. And he will call you in, okay? Any questions? Good luck. Keith Allen Gross, 26G82668. Come on to the podium, sir. It's all right. Your name?
Keith Gross.
Okay, so you're charged with failure to respond to a civil infraction. So apparently they issued a civil infraction, they think, and you didn't respond in any form or fashion, so they filed a misdemeanor charge. The charge is a criminal charge from failure to respond to a civil infraction. It is punishable by up to $100 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one now.
I don't get water.
Okay, they think that this happened at Marr Street, 30348 Marr, in the city of Gibraltar, February 17 of 26. It says they issued you a civil infraction on January the 28th. And that was for failure to clear snow from a public sidewalk after being warned previously. So this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to $100 in fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you will be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing with a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
I do.
Not guilty plea, I will enter. I'm gonna give you $100 personal bond. You don't have to post any money. Here are your bond conditions. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. Violate a law. You must appear in court as directed, okay? So you go move down the hall. We're gonna give this to the Gibraltar prosecutor. He will call you in when he is ready, okay?
Judge, can I say something? We spend our winters here in Florida. And we were just made aware of this one day.
Go explain that to him, okay?
Thank you.
Go explain that to him. All right, I don't know what happened here, but
Well, his son resides at the house and when we finally called him after I got the paperwork, yes, Dad, I did get cited for it. Why didn't you pay it? Well, I don't know.
I see. So your son did this to you.
Yes.
See,
Gotta love him.
you and I are about a month apart, okay? I look at your birthday. That's what happens, isn't it? Go talk, explain your situation to the prosecutor. All right?
Down the hall.
No, right outside there, Gibraltar, you're gonna go to conference room number 3. So that's gonna be right outside the doorway there, and then to your right on those pews, okay? Thank you, Julia Ann McCormick, 26T64678. Nathaniel Mays, you can have a seat up at the table here. Nathaniel Mays, ma'am, your name?
Julia.
All right, you're charged with operating with the presence of drugs. You have the right to an attorney. Would you like one? I'll set you up with a lawyer, okay? So just go out in the hallway. They're going to be backed up, so it may take a little bit, but just be patient, okay? Thank you. Nathaniel David Hayes, 25T643636. Where's Mr. Hayes at? Yeah, you know, was this guy notified to be here?
Hayes, was that the name? Oh, yeah.
To review hearing. Did we not issue a show cause? The last time that he wasn't here, I don't dismiss these unless they show up. So he wasn't here April 23. And I said, issue show cause regarding why conviction should not enter for failure to appear for review. I'm not going to get in the habit of having these guys sit home. So I don't see where a show cause was issued, Heather.
Oh, sorry, it was issued for today with the review. I'm sorry, I didn't put your name after it, but today was a show cause in a review hearing. We put it together.
I just, if you didn't, that's okay. I mean,
No,
I just
it is showing in here, Judge. I just didn't put the M after it. So the show cause was issued with the
just
review.
don't see one in the file, though.
Oh,
I don't
the
see
note- from probation?
Well, whoever's issuing the show causes, I believe it's them. Right?
Because I scheduled it for a show cause hearing after he didn't show on the
Okay, but-
23rd.
Did you actually prepare a written show cause? Because I don't
No.
see, pardon?
No, I just did the scheduling for it.
Somebody needs to do that, okay? So when you
Okay.
talk to Lisa, I don't know if I hate this conviction. It looks like he did what he was supposed to do, but I just don't want to get in the habit, absent extraordinary circumstances, of dismissing these without these guys showing up. So I'm gonna have them issue a show cause, and I will issue it, just have them take this to Lisa and have her look at my language on April 23. I don't remember if you guys do it. I think probation does it.
Yeah, probation. I'll have them do it.
Yeah, okay, so reschedule that if you would, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Sir, what is your name again? You have to unmute, yes.
That's Anthony Stefani.
Anthony Joseph Stefani, sir.
In here for today, Heather.
Yes.
Show cause.
Show cause?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, Judge. I thought I was unmuted. He's a show cause today.
is it a show cause where he never pled before on a probation violation or what?
It's a probation, yes. Miss Wilds had me requested this show cause for him today. So is there a blue back in there
I don't, is it in here?
or a written?
Oh,
or
okay, I see.
written
I'm
show
gonna
cause?
call that Stefani. This is people against Anthony Joseph Stefani, 25W701-244. Your name?
Anthony Joseph Stefani, sir.
I believe you had a lawyer when I was in here, when you were in here on December 22nd, but that was with respect to another show cause. And now I thought we talked about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and arraign you on this new charge and give you a lawyer if you would like one, okay?
I'm all right, sir.
All right, so you are charged, first of all, this is a domestic violence case. And
This is,
I'm sorry?
I believe it was, I believe I went to court over this before. I was supposed to pay some money and then show back up to you, and I missed that court date because I was in the hospital.
Slow down. Let me just tell you what happened, okay? You
Yes,
pled
sir.
guilty to domestic violence back on March 4th of 25. I sentenced you on this on March 18th of 25. This show cause here alleges that you violated probation in the following aspects. Count one, that you failed to attend the domestic violence program with an 8-week follow-up. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Count two alleges you failed to pay your fines and costs. I thought we talked about that. And that you have a balance owing of $1,040. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty or if you are found guilty, you could
In a courtroom built on justice, every decision carries weight far beyond the walls of the court. Today, the law was not only enforced, it was understood with wisdom and humanity. The judge looked beyond mistakes and recognized effort, growth, and the fight to rebuild a life. That is the power of true justice, not just punishment but fairness guided by compassion. The courtroom became a place where hope still mattered, where second chances were earned, and where respect for the law stood stronger than ever. Moments like these remind us why justice systems exist: to protect, guide, and give people a path forward.